Good morning. Welcome to Bellworks and the Holmdel Chamber of Commerce video podcast. My name is Terrence Wall. I am so honored to be here with the guests that are in the audience and our incredibly special guests that are here on our Bellworks dais that we have here today. So I hope I do a good job because, you know, these folks, they don't grade on a curve in this industry. So I don't know. We'll see what kind of grade I get when we're done. So, David, can I set the stage here a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you're only as good as your last movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we're in Bellworks, and I want to set the stage a little bit because if you look around, you're in a building that exudes history and is part of a vision by Ralph Zucker and the inspired team of Somerset Development and the incredible work that they've done. And we may hear a little bit about that from one of our very special guests here. This building, this structure is historic on so many different levels, and the talent and the creativity and the invention that has come from it. And you don't have to look far, and I'll share with you something very simple that's so appropriate for our topic today. In 1929, we're in 2023, in 1929, journalists were treated to the most recent Bell Labs innovation, color television. The broadcasts only had to travel 100 feet, where onlookers saw images of a colorful bouquet of roses and, how appropriate, an American flag. By the early 1960s, Bell Labs was creating the first computer-generated animations and 3D movies. And in an example of being so ahead of the curve, I want to share with you this very interesting fact. In 1989, scientists used video compression algorithms to create digital HD TV software. Okay? It would be decades before widespread broadcasting standards were able to handle the processing necessary for HD TV transmission. The birthplace of so many different things is right here, right in this building that we're sitting in today. And it helped facilitate so many different inventions, so many different aspects of creativity that is also part of the group that's here, taking advantage of that technology, that creativity, that invention here in Bellworks. So I do want to thank Ralph Zucker and his team at Inspired. They're doing so many wonderful things. They're open. Please support all the businesses. Visit Barbella. Come down and enjoy the Metroburb in Holmdel. And if you're in Chicago, the Bellworks, the Metroburb in Chicago now as well. You can go to bell.works for more information. So I want to welcome you to the January 2023 Holmdel ChamberCast. The topic today is film in New Jersey, and we're going to get right into it now. We have David Schoner here, Associate Director for the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission. Thank you, Dave, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. He ensures that we're all going to be creatively sane by the end of this meeting, which we appreciate. He also has some wonderful talent serving children in Cedar Grove as Vice President of the Board of Education. I volunteer as the Board of Education and Holmdel as Vice President, and we're thrilled that we have one of our educators here and some students here as well. You're going to learn a lot today. You're going to take so much back to your peers. We also have Siobhan Fallon Hogan, famous screenwriter, actress, comedian. And yes, thank you so much for being here. Moishe Gross, owner of Reset Locations. Thank you so much for being here. He knows this location very well. The Lauren Concar Sheehy, Executive Director of the Garden State Film Festival, Senior Video Production Specialist at Brookdale Television. Thank you for being here. And Anthony Curry, screenwriter, producer, director, and actor as well. Thank you so much for being here. As you mentioned earlier, but I want to share, because we are streaming live as well, and I hope you do have an opportunity to share, take pictures, share to Instagram, Facebook, whatever your social media, to let folks know the stories and the wonderful information you're going to get today. Please do share it, and also share that Infinite Care of Monmouth County is our coffee sponsor. Thank you very much, Infinite Care. Okay. So now what we want to do, before we dive into it, and dive into it we will, we're going to go around the room real fast. We want folks to know who you are and share just 10 seconds or so who you are, the company you're with, so the folks that are here know who their audience is, at least present here at Bellworks. Thank you, Jeannie.
Rich Rollner, independent filmmaker, True Raider Films.
I'm Lorenzo. I go to Holmdel High School. I'm from all over the place, but I was born in Europe, and I just love film.
Ariel Borges, I live in Holmdel, go to Holmdel High School, and I'm studying film for college.
Mia DeSaro, I'm a senior at Holmdel High School. I'm currently interning for GE Healthcare, but wanted to learn more about film.
Hi, how are you? I'm Elliot Cohen. I'm a teacher of business at Holmdel High School and the internship coordinator.
Hi there, Diana McElroy. I'm actually with the cannabis industry, but my daughter is interested in film, so I came to check it out.
Hi, I'm Megan McCullough. I'm with Film Incentives Group, and we place film tax credits. I was born and raised in New Jersey, been here for a long time, and I just have to say, because it's just making me teary, my very first job out of college was in this building as a marketing assistant for Bell Labs.
That's great.
Wow. Al Aloisi, your independent insurance broker. Actually, the insurance companies work for me because I shop around to find the best plans for you. Al Aloisi.
Good morning, Miriam Barresh from PFS Investments. I'm a financial advisor, help you basically fulfill your financial goals, even in the filming industry.
Good morning, Bill Strang, Wiley Promotion, for all your advertising specialties. You guys need uniforms, you need posters, you need printing. I'm your guy.
Hi, my name is Michelle Fugit. I'm Director of Recreation at Care One at Holmdel. We're a long-term care center. We also have post-hospital stays to get your loved one back in shape, and respite stays as well if you're going on vacation.
Hi, Sherilyn Przlomski, Business Enhancement Services and Training Consulting. I'm a senior certified HR professional. I help you navigate those employment laws.
Troy Burbank from Leonardo Boys Production, actor and director from Leonardo.
Hi, my name's Gigi Abinator. I'm a senior music industry major at Monmouth University, and I'm a professional singer, songwriter, and performer.
Hello, I'm Adrienne Marsigliano, realtor at Exit Realty East Coast in residential and commercial.
Good morning. I'm Roy Eisen. I'm also with the Exit Realty East Coast. We have offices in Holmdel, Red Bank, and West Long Branch, and I'm going to turn this over to the head of my commercial division.
Well, like Roy said, I am the commercial director at Exit Realty East Coast, and I started my career, my NYU college, I worked at FERCO, Film Equipment Rental Company. I worked there for many years in the sales department, and we sold Arriflex and Aton cameras.
I know Mr. Girolame over there very well at FERCO.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Nicholas George Xavier Blum. Feel free to call me by my initials, NGXB, so you can all save on breath. I'm a solo pianist based in the Ocean and Monmouth County area. I'm 24 years old, and this is what I do full time, performing at private parties, everything, establishments, everything you name it. I have over 1.3 million followers on social media, and if you want to be part of that cult, feel free to follow me, and if you want to have me for a private event, let me know. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Minerva. I'm in real estate and journalism.
I'm good. Hi, my name is Sebastian Stolzenberger. I recently relocated from New York City. I have a background in design and production, so I'm here to explore new opportunities now that I've moved to the neighborhood.
My name is Christina Wall. I'm all the way from Ireland. Just to keep an eye on my son Terence over there. And also to keep an eye on Siobhan.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carolyn Burtnick. I'm Director of Tourism for amazing Monmouth County.
Hello, my name is Colleen Regan. I reside in Holmdel with my 4 kids and my husband. I've been in the mortgage industry for 22 years, and I'm happy to be here.
Hello, my name is Zita Asa. I am a resident of Cold Snake, New Jersey. My background has always been in technology, and I used to work in this building, and today I'm in nonprofit in fashion and design.
My name's Mike Altino, owner of Silver Style Pictures, a video production company, and I've worked at Bellworks for 7 years now.
Laura Ansi, I'm Communications Director at Brookdale Community College.
Hi, my name is Doreen DeMarco. I am a local broker real estate agent, but I'm here today on behalf of my daughter, Nicolette, who couldn't be here because she got called in to be on location in the city for Netflix. But she is aspiring to be, an actor in the film industry, and I'm going to take back all this information and share it with her. So thank you.
And I know you said you're here for your daughter, Doreen, but you are one of the founding members. Like, you were right from the very start with Holmdel Chamber, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Tom Foran, resident of Holmdel, semi-retired, so I have time on my hands to see what's going on.
Hi, my name's Paul Thurston. I'm owner of T Marketing Services. That's T Marketing. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Allison Perini. I'm a team member at Kessler PR Group. We do reputation management and crisis PR and regular PR. Just interested in learning about what's going on today and in the film industry.
Good morning. My name is Howard Stein. I'm the owner-operator of Home Helpers in Freehold, New Jersey. We service the Monmouth County area, serving our aging loved ones if they need personal care, companion care, 24/7 live-in services. Howard from Home Helpers.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Hoffman. I'm the administrative assistant from the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce and a huge film fan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Therese Rolke. I'm the executive director of the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we are big fans of Jeannie and Terrence Wall. And in a previous life, I did 17 years of video production work at American Express in New York. So I love the topic of film and video and production work. So I'm very excited to hear what you have to share with us today.
Hi, I'm Erin Friedlander. I work with Allison Perini at Kessler PR Group. We're headquartered in Ocean Township in Monmouth County. We are very excited to watch what's happening in New Jersey with the growth of the film industry. It's very exciting. The headlines are awesome. We were involved in the Newark, Lionsgate, and JPAC announcement, and we are following this very closely.
Hello, everyone. I'm Linda Sirico. I am a founding member of the Holmdel Chamber, as well as the executive director of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. We cover Monmouth, Ocean, and Middlesex counties for all your in-home care needs. I'm also chairing this year for the Monmouth Park Charity Fund. It is one of the biggest events of the year. We're holding the Kentucky Derby on May 6th, and we serve 50 charities within Monmouth County, and it's just a blessing.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Park. I am a Northeast Regional Marketing Director for Infinite Care, the coffee sponsor. We are in Florida, New York, and New Jersey. I cover New York and New Jersey. We recently just took over a Hackensack Meridian rehab center in Monmouth County, so we're definitely excited to dig ourselves into the community and see how we can help our fellow community members and learn about the film industry. There's obviously high expectations in the film industry as well as healthcare, so definitely looking to learn something today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angela Ashley. I work with Jacqueline at Infinite Care, and the building is actually in Red Bank, and Mrs. Wall, an Irish girl too. So it's very nice to see you and meet you. So we are located in Red Bank, and it's going to be called the Red Bank Rehabilitation Center for Healing. We're very excited because it's a building that's got a lot of history. It's in a beautiful location. We're going to make it look absolutely stunning, and everybody is going to want to go there to heal. So, and I am an NYU theater major, and so this is like, right up my alley. So I'm really looking forward to listening to everything here, and it was great meeting Paul here. So thank you.
If it's empty now, we want to film there.
Good morning, Paul Perina, Asbury Films. Jersey proud to be part of the film industry and the growth of the film industry in New Jersey. Thank you.
My name's Jeannie Wall, and I'm owner of Tap Into. publishing daily news for Holmdel, Colts Neck, Middletown, Hazlitt, and Keyport. I have readers from all over Monmouth County. In 2021, I had over 71,000 readers. And I'm happy to be here today and see everybody. And if you would like a platform for advertising, marketing, PR, call me.
Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you very much for being here today. We're gonna keep on going, and because I'm gonna go through quick bios of the folks that are here. My name is Terrence Wall, and I understand that public speaking is right on the top 10 list near fear of death, so I think I'm in really good company right now. Okay? This is all volunteer. We're just here because we want to be here. We love it. We love the topic. We love the folks that are here. My background, I serve as Chief Administrative Officer of the third largest municipality in the state of New Jersey, background in public sector and community service, 9 years on the Holmdel Township Committee, and currently Vice President of the Board of Ed. And thrilled to be here, and thrilled of the education component. Brookdale, awesome that Brookdale's represented here. Holmdel schools. This information can go to any of the universities and colleges and any of the school districts across the state to empower young children and young minds in the next generation of making great things happen, because that's where it all happened, right here in Bellworks, and that's where it can happen for all of you. David Schoner is here with us, over 38 years, Associate Director of the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission. David has facilitated and coordinated thousands of independent and Hollywood productions, including The Sopranos, Warner Brothers, smash hit Joker, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, the HBO miniseries The Plot Against America, and 2 seasons of the Hulu series Wu-Tang and American Saga. And I know there's one of the businesses in here is upset that he's missing this right now, and he's coming back very quickly because he heard about it. David recently completed 8 years as a member and vice president of the Cedar Grove Board of Education. Thank you for your service. He also serves on the board of the Garden State Film Festival. He works with Women in Media, Newark Women's History Month Festival, Westfield International Film Festival, and the Monmouth Film Institute. He serves as the chair of the University of the Arts Parent and Family Council, and he also created and developed Arthur Futuro.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a little bit about all these different things. I'm going to keep on going. Siobhan, thank you so much for being here. She called me last night, and I said, "Oh, Bagosh and Bagura, tis herself." So I wanted to get off on the right foot. So, because I often start with my left. She's a famous actress and comedian. Appeared in films Men in Black, Forrest Gump. Oh, she's starting to look familiar, right? Oh. So, The House That Jack Built. Siobhan was a regular on Saturday Night Live. She was Elaine's roommate in Seinfeld, for you Seinfeld fans out there, and so much more. Recently, she wrote, produced, and starred in the movie Rushed, which is about a critical topic in our universities across the country. You have to watch it, and you have to have your children watch it, particularly those. From K through 12, we're watching our children every day, making sure everything is working, everything is going well, and then they go to university, and in some cases, they're thrown to the wolves, because we're not there. Watch that movie Rushed. It's incredibly important.
On Amazon.
Amazon. And by the way, the ripples in the pond, I call it, which is the networking and the relationship. And this is really the podcast where you don't even need me here, because all these folks know each other. They just decide to have coffee here instead. What happened? So, but contact, and after the meeting, they'll be here. Talk to them, network, get the contact information. And we want to make sure, I'm just sharing with the guests, make sure folks know your social media, your websites, how do they reach you? Investors, we have tremendously successful people right in this building who may be watching this right now, who are looking to deploy their resources, their finances, their assets. Crowdfunding has nothing on the folks that are involved in Bellworks. So something to think about. But we're going to talk about her movie and also the latest movie, Shelter in Solitude, and her role in the movie Eileen with Anne Hathaway. Yes. Moishe Gross has tremendous history right here in Bellworks. He's the owner of Reset Productions. Reset, and what you're going to hear, this is full circle. It's the content creators, the location management, the boots on the ground that get things done, the different resources and talent, the showcasing of works with Garden State Film Festival, that broadcast these opportunities to the community. This is a full circle meeting that you have here. Moishe Gross involved with bringing Severance here to Bellworks and Holmdel. You may know Severance. Severance, a television series directed by Ben Stiller for Apple TV. Before Moishe became involved in this film industry, he worked in real estate development, specifically here in Bellworks. We also have Lauren Concar Sheehy. We were mentioning Brookdale a little bit earlier. She's the executive director of the Garden State Film Festival. Tickets for March are on. They do programs all year round, which you'll talk about, but they have a major program coming up in March. Go there, tell your friends, let people know on social media, buy tickets, support the organization. She's a filmmaker with a long and passionate history in the television and film industry. She's written, produced, directed, edited many award-winning projects for high-profile clients. Senior video production specialist at Brookdale Television, Lauren provides community outreach programs that include providing underserved communities and diverse populations with better access to arts programming. So important. We also have Anthony Curry here. Anthony is a New York City-based screenwriter, actor, director, and producer. His films are about the lowest depths of street life, although the next one you wanted to laugh, I think I read, so you're going to do something a little bit different, right? So we'll talk about
You're
that.
going to do a comedy next.
See, that's right. And isn't life a little bit of comedy? Right?
Gets out of control.
Kind of like your host, right? So it's good.
You were sounding a little bit like a horror story so far. I said yours sounded like a little bit like a horror story.
I know.
Working
I'm
with
feeling
government,
like I'm
you
feeling
know.
like one. That's why they have the door unlocked for just a little while afterwards, so I can escape without getting. So he's worked within the landscape of brutally honest nonfiction. He upholds a bold cinematic vision with a vested interest in the dichotomy of the human soul. His recent award-winning movie Trap, it's an acronym for the real Asbury Park, was an award-winning film, won the Cinema Auteur Award at the 12th Annual Queens World Film Festival and Best Feature Film at Psychedelic Film Festival. His dark content often overlaps gritty reality. Now, in real life, and I'll share this, he's a hero of mine because you may recall the tragic Stern murder from some time ago. It was this man who recorded the confession of the murderer who's now behind bars for life. And that needs to be acknowledged. And thank you so much for doing the right thing. We're in a world where so many people watch what's happening instead of making things happen and do the right thing for people that are suffering from issues and that need heroes. You are a hero. You may not call yourself a hero, but we will. You're a hero to the community for putting people behind bars that need to be there. So thank you for that. I'll also have a quick announcement to make. I'll make it now. Holmdel ChamberCast has attracted audiences from all over Monmouth County since 2017. It's been really amazing. Everything we're going to continue on as our programming is going, but we're going to partner with the regional audience with the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we're so happy that you're here today because this is all part of this growing ecosystem that we're all a part of. The 2023 memberships will be through Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce, which is an amazing group. They host events each month, different coffees, different events, and we have folks that are here from the chamber. So we look forward to partnering with this dynamic group of people and to your success, and we're here to help you grow. Oh, that's right. That's right. Did I cover everybody?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, you did.
David, can you tee it up on the macro level for the environment in New Jersey? It's exploded, right, of late, and part of that is the tax and credit programming through Trenton and through Governor Murphy and legislative endeavors that has created an environment that is bringing so much to New Jersey. Can you tee it up and share, folks, what's happening here?
Well, needless to say, New Jersey is booming. It's an understatement. In 2018, Governor Murphy instituted a film and TV tax incentive. And as everyone knows, we're here with business. It is about business. And if you want to attract business to the state as it pertains to film and TV, you need an aggressive tax incentive, and it has paid off handsomely. Last year we just announced our 2022 numbers, and we did over $650 million in film and TV tax and stuff in the state. And it's exciting because we also employed over 8,500 people. And so this is very much about business. It's an art. Obviously, we talk about this all the time, but it's also a major business. And so some of the exciting things that we have going on is now the infrastructure part of what is happening. We have content being created here, and one of my famous lines right now is, "Have you watched any Jersey lately?" Because you're seeing Jersey all over the TV, all in the theaters. You may not realize it, but you do. We're talking about Eileen right now that Siobhan is in. And Eileen is one of the 4 films that were at the Sundance Film Festival that were made entirely in New Jersey. So there's a lot going on. The infrastructure part that everyone was talking about is very exciting. Currently, we have Cinelli stages that are in Jersey City. They're 3 purposely built stages in Jersey City. Quite impressive. We recently did something called a TV series called Retreat there that's going to be coming out soon. We've got sustainable stages in Moonachie. We've got Palisade stages also in Kearney. We've got Hulu has a stage in Kearney. And also there's 10 Basin, which is in Kearney. And now what we see on the horizon is even more exciting. Obviously, we're going to stay local at this point and talk about Netflix with the 300 acres of land that they purchased over in Fort Monmouth. Then we've also have Lionsgate. We were talking about that as well. 6 stages in Jersey City. And then we're also looking at 1888 stages, which is in Bayonne. And they want to build on the old Texaco site approximately 11 stages. So once you have this brick and mortar, it just solidifies all those additional jobs and stuff. Because when you talk about these buildings and these structures, besides the creative aspect, you talk about being creatively sane. Besides about that creative aspect, there's the infrastructure of running those systems, which is an entirely separate job area. So it's very exciting.
And for the content creators, want to talk about, because you're developing, you're building things. Are there more resources now, or is it more awareness of the resources now for the new content creators, the producers, the writers?
I think we've always had the resources, but what's going on now is there's more of an influx. We had a post-production house up in Inglewood Cliffs called Fife & Studios. We interviewed them recently. They've just opened up that. And so what you're getting is all those ancillary and additional things that go along with having a very aggressive film and TV business in the state. Our biggest goal coming up down the line is going to be having writers' rooms here. Because currently, we really don't have a lot of writers' rooms where they're creating the content. And so that's one of our next goals that'll lead into all this content creation.
And Anthony, does this speak to you? You're a creator of content, but then if it's independent and you're trying to obtain financing and locations, are you hearing things that open up pathways for you? And what's your day like when you're trying to figure out how to get to the next level and how to get your fantastic material out to the public?
Right, because like a movie like Trap, it was kind of made like the Wild West, I was just like, there's no studio backing me. I don't have to hear from a producer or anything. It's like 100% one vision. But then coming up to your next feature, I don't want to have to spend my own money again to make it. Bring producers on and be more collaborative and be able to bring a collaborative effort of people together. I think it could be it can be different. It's frightening to think about doing that, but it's also it's frightening, scary, intriguing, happy. It's ecstatic. It's every feeling almost.
Like an adrenaline rush.
Right. It's but you want to chase that because they say when it gets nerve-wracking, that's when you jump in the water. That's when you go.
And when we have folks that are involved and I think have those same thoughts. I know Troy is here with us today. David was mentioning, is there threshold amounts of when you're creating a movie budget? Is it the threshold of $300,000 and up or below where it's niche?
When you're using our TV and tax incentive, there's a lot of little things that go involved in getting it and securing the incentive. So, we always try to recommend that you're around $300,000, $250,000, $300,000. That really makes it worthwhile to use it. But there is no formal threshold, but that's what we recommend. And we also have a lot of requirements that you need to do about using local goods and services, using local vendors. And the biggest thing that we're very proud of is we have a diversity and inclusion incentive that after you do everything, you get a 2% bonus if your cast and crew are 15% are people of color or women. So it's really about making sure we include everyone and giving everyone opportunity.
And part of the challenge is you know what you're doing, you know what it's all about, but you're not quite sure where it's going to be shot. Can you talk about Reset and that piece where folks and companies may have space that are perfect for it and creating that marriage of the content creators and the location?
So actually, I'm going today from here to show a location next to a hospital that's vacant here in New Jersey. So that's what goes on a regular day. So I'm always out there looking for unique spaces. Usually when it's vacant, it's a little easier to shoot in a space. But here in Bell Works, we have major shoots that have been going on in the space with a few thousand people working here simultaneously. Some knowing what's going on because you see what's going on. Sometimes you didn't even know it was filmed in the building while you were here, while we had filming going on in the basement. But there's a lot of things going on all the time. Whether it's just here, well, I'm always looking for, as I said before, whether it's office buildings, retail spaces, warehouses. Someone just bought a property undergoing a renovation We're going to be expanding soon into homes as well, but right now we've been focused more on commercial properties. So.
And Moshe, what was that evolution where you realized there was a need, and you see there's these big production organizations, and they're having an inability to tie together the key locations to where to film?
So that came from me working over here, and Jeannie told me before. I forgot this, but she said I told her about 6 years ago that my vision is to own a film location business company, and that was from over here. I used to get any call that came into the building, whether you knew it or not, it came through to me, and whether it said like info at Bellworks, I would say Moshe will take care of that. I'll just put you in touch with Moshe. So it was all coming in through me, and I would end up showing it was pretty often. It was fairly often. We'd be showing different filmmakers, commercials, productions, this space, and they would end up filming in New York. And I was getting pretty frustrated about it. We had a couple of things here, but it wasn't really a high-level film. So I went and did more research into the market. I'm not from the film background. I'm not from a real estate background, or yeshiva background, as I like to say. And I didn't understand the film industry really. And I did my homework and started learning about the tax credits, which wasn't around at the time. And I realized that everything is going, they just want to be where the tax credits are. So although this building was really unique, what really changed, was a game changer over here, was when they had the tax credits. I'm like, okay, now I'm really jumping in. And couple months later, I jumped in and opened up my company, my film location business, Reset Locations.
Wow. Yeah, and here we are is exactly right. Yeah. It's even as a layperson, as an outsider, it's got to be so hard to put together. You put a movie together, rushed, and you ended up being the Airbnb of Rumson? Right? She's got this incredible TEDx talk, by the way.
No, I wrote and produced a film, and we did it in Rumson, Red Bank, and Middletown. And one thing I want to say, because I know there's a few people from the Board of Education, different Board of Educations, and to the kids that are here from Holmdel, is a lot of students aren't traditional students, and they never have been, but now it's become more obvious, and especially with COVID, where you think college might not be an option because it might not be your interest, but there's so many opportunities for kids. And one thing I'm going to tell, at least 3 times a week, somebody calls me and says, can you talk to my kid? They're interested in film. And there's so many opportunities for you kids to work on films, and there's a website called Staff Me Up. If you don't know of a filmmaker and you do want to work on a film, you can go on that and be a production assistant and make some very good money, in the summer or over your Christmas break. And a production assistant is, the lowest level, but we all started at the lowest level, or many of us did if you didn't know somebody. And there's so many opportunities, and there was a couple of kids. When I first moved to this area, I'm a hick from upstate New York, but my father said, this is going to be so rough because this is like the Division I of life here. Everybody knows what's going on. They all want the best for their kids. It's very, very competitive, right? So there was a couple of kids from Rumson, Fairhaven, who went off to college, and they were, kind of heroes in high school and athletes, and they didn't end up finishing college because they really wanted to get into film. And of course, that was really looked down upon, in the area. And I was like, hey, listen, this is the luckiest break of your life. If you want to do film, just get into it. So I had them work on my film, and they loved it. And so now, and then they wanted to be actors. And I was like, okay, look, if you want to be actors, there's programs. You don't have to be a brilliant or get into a fabulous school. Yale has a fabulous, acting program, but there's conservatories in New York City, like the William Esper Studios. I was like, go to the William Esper Studios. They teach the Meisner technique. So these couple of kids have done this, and now 5 years later, they've worked on several films. So there's so many opportunities for kids if you are into film, and go on that Staff Me Up, or talk to the different people that you meet and say, listen, I want to work on your film. And you could make some money and really boots on the ground learn what a film set is like. Because when I was growing up, like I did a lot of stage first, and my first film set, I was like, dear God, how do you act on film? It's so different than acting on stage. The very first film I did was with Glenn Close in the paper, and I was, I was in my late 20s, and I think of it as a kid now, but and she said, Siobhan, do you want to run lines? And I was like, sure. And so we were going up this elevator, I was in my costume, and she said, and one of the lines was, it was the movie The Paper, and she said, one of the lines was something about Bobby De Niro. She was supposed to be a reporter, and she's like, so do we have lunch for Bobby De Niro? And I was like, I can't even hear you. What are you saying? But I realized that that's how small you have to be when you act on film. So they're just kids, if you want to do it, it's totally attainable. It's not like film, it's just this, something I want to do, but it's so different than everybody else, and I always tell kids too, like, if you do want to be in film and you're just out of college or just starting, you're 23, 24, like, my friend's making, $100,000 in cybersecurity. Well, that's not going to happen probably right away. So you cannot compare yourself. Like, life is not a track meet. You follow your dream, because it's not all about being just in business. If you're in the arts, it takes a lot longer, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I just wanted to address that to the kids.
Well, yeah, and we were speaking yesterday. Oftentimes, and it's because family loves you. Oftentimes, you'll be told that something won't succeed or will fail.
Yes.
That the folks that are closest to you, it's because they're concerned or fearful for you. You want to speak to that?
Yes. So when I didn't start off thinking that I was going to be making films. I was, pursuing being an actress in New York City, and my father, who was the greatest, but he'd be like, Siobhan. Well, of course, in those days, there wasn't cell phones either. I'd call my mother, be like, hurry up, this costs a lot. And my father would be like, quickly, I just want to say, why don't you go to law school? Click. And I was like, well, because I don't want to be a lawyer and I'm not smart enough. Anyway, but a lot of people in the arts will tell you, oh, just do it on the side. Or, no, you can't do that. But you have to keep that little mantra in your head saying, oh, yes, I can. And something someone else advised me about years ago was, take someone's career that you really admire and say, I'd like to do that, and then see where they started. I remember someone told me to do that once, and there was an actress that I loved, and she started off, doing chorus in summer stock theater, and that's what I did. I was like, okay, I'll do that. But anyway, so you have to be, follow your dream, and don't listen to the naysayers, because it's very nerve-wracking for parents to think their kids are going into the arts. Don't you think?
I was going to say, you really ultimately have to be passionate about it and just go for it. You
Absolutely.
just have to do it. And the great thing is, New Jersey is going to give you the opportunity now to pursue that.
The people
and
in
you
New
don't have to be the star per se. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off. It's just that you could be, maybe you like art design, you like makeup, you like shopping, you like animals, dog wrangler on a set, wrangling animals, cars. There's so many different things that you can do. Yes, props.
Listen, on my movie Rushed, I had friends that I put on Facebook. Would anybody like to rent a room? So many people are like, well, I shouldn't say this, Moisture, because it's your locations. You have to pay for your locations. But housing, they're like, you can have people live at my house. I'm like, how much would you like? They're like, nothing. But anyway, people were insanely supportive. To give an example to the kids, there was one woman in town, Tracy Torrey. She's a food stylist. So she said, I will volunteer to be the food stylist on my film, which adds, every little part brings richness to your film to make it look more like the environment. Like, food in a fraternity is much different than food in a 1850s highbrow film. Anyway, she is now a food stylist on films because she volunteered the first movie, and then the second movie she gets paid because she just did an amazing job. But I'll shut up, I'm talking too much.
No, but it's true. And so part of the message is just start somewhere. You may have to start at the very basic lowest rung, video podcast host. Could start anywhere. We're talking
I also
about.
think you have to be a director or anything. You have to have a sense of unreasonable ability to do it, because it's you almost have to be crazy to do it. It's it's a certain sense of
We're all crazy. We're all crazy.
like
Okay.
you're not
We're
promised
sitting
anything.
here.
There's no promises in making films, but if you think of it as you have a plan B, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you think you have a plan B in life, unless the only thing you think you could ever do in life, the only way you can live a positive life is to make movies, then do it. But if you feel like you have a plan B, I don't think filmmaking
I totally agree with you. I was going to say to you, I used to pray when I lived in LA, and I had a twin bed and a lamp, and I was like, God, please let me think of something else. Is there anything else I could do? And when I turned 30, my sister called me and said, because I said, if I don't have more than a bed and a lamp, I need to quit. I told my sister that. And she called me when I turned 30, and she said, look around your room, what do you have? And I said, bed, lamp, and a dresser. So, no, but for kids, the thing is, too, I want to say is we can all attest this, and I've worked with Lauren many times. She's a fabulous producer in addition to running the Garden State Film Festival, is that when you have a passion like this, it's so, and Al, I walked in and he was playing the piano. He's like this and he's saying he's an insurance man, but come on, this guy's unbelievable. So when you have a passion like that, yeah, yes, he's superb.
He's our Renaissance man here, Al.
For those of you who didn't know, I also took a course with Barbizon School of Modeling, so I have done that. Yes, so I've done some print ads as well for pharmaceuticals, and it's not necessarily Viagra. No,
You'd be great.
Anybody need it?
But don't you, but Al, like I said, like when I do films, and I usually every day, like in my regular life, I'm like, I need to take a nap. I'm so tired. But when you do a film, I'm like, I've had 3 hours of sleep, and I'm so excited because when you have a passion and you're following your dream, you don't even need to sleep.
Or eat. We're not even eating.
Yes.
You know, we're speaking about education. Lauren, I wanted to chat with a little bit because you're in the catbird seat. You're all of these emotions, all of these different folks, whether they're strong characters or they need some consoling, or they're, you know, with the Garden State Film Festival, you're the key lever on so many different things. So you see the range of emotions from the highs to the lows and in the middle. And also with Brookdale Television, which I'd like you to speak to, particularly with our audience and also the thousands that are going to watch this piece of content, right? Beyond this meeting, what do you see from your vantage point for the folks that are creative and putting things together and all of the different milieu about it? And also specific to Brookdale Television and your role there, what do you see there, and what do you see for the next generation? What advice would you share with them?
Well, I have to start off with at Brookdale, we have a scholarship, Roger Conant and the Garden State Film Festival Scholarship. You want to write that down, go online. Can
you spell it, Roger? What is it?
It's the Roger Price Conant and Garden State Film Festival Scholarship. And so the film festival, exactly, sitting right next to me, like you are exactly the reason why we exist. And also at Brookdale Television, we take students under our wing, kind of give them a little noogie, and train them to become technical director, producer. And it's really great because we have interns from the Communications High School, Middletown, all over the place, High Tech High. And it's great to get them at that age where they're still trying to figure out what they want to do, what they want to be, because we allow every single position. If you don't want to edit, you think you hate editing, you can do audio. You find out you love editing, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of things to edit. But it's really wonderful to be that springboard also with the Garden State Film Festival, because I started off in high school. Same thing, my dad was like, be a school teacher. Well, you're not going to get a job like that. So I didn't even listen to that. Irish, by the way, always want to protect the women.
Big
I'm
problem,
like,
the Irish.
I'm fine, yeah. A crier, too. So it was really wonderful to not listen to my dad and to just do what I wanted to do. And I didn't know, I learned, I think 2 years ago, that I was the first female technical director at Old Bridge High School, Cedar Ridge. And I didn't know that. So kids, the time is now. When you look back on your life, these are the times of your life. But if you stick with it, you can do anything. And even in 2020 with the film festival, I didn't even think for a millisecond that we were going to cancel or do anything or postpone. And I think that's the same thing that we're all talking about. You have to stick with it and do it. And please just look, listen, and learn. Don't think you're going to step on set and be a director when you don't even know what that means. Like, there's a lot of kids that we just have to shake up a little bit, because you have to crawl before you can walk and then run. Of course, once you learn the rules, you can break them. But the most important thing is to listen. Don't speak all the time. Listen first, and then once you understand the groove, especially going on set, you might, be very nervous at first, and then you'll kind of feel the energy. And we always talk about how trust is a huge thing on set.
Huge component.
Yep. And so that goes back to, not that you can't talk at all, but just be mindful that you are there to absorb and learn. And it's really great to get to see. I always say we're an octopus and you can't go back in time. So you can't go back in time. So pre-production is the most important thing. And I guess it goes through with your visualization that you used to do, that you talked about. Yeah.
Oh, this is my cuckoo part. So I'm an Irish Catholic, but when I was in New York City and kind of like desperate actress and really had no skills, I answered the phones at a law firm because I was even too nervous to be a waitress. I would get my plates and be like, no one looks familiar. So I was like, I can't be a waitress. But anyway, that my friend turned me on to this creative visualization through the Shakti Gawain. It's this book. And now it's all, people do it all the time now. They manifest, they think about, but when the people are telling you no and you're kind of down and out, like I always thought your 20s are supposed to be your best time, but they're sort of your worst. Are you in your 20s? I'm sorry.
Yes.
But it's really rough because you think, everybody, like I said, people are doing so well financially or what the world thinks as well. And so, you kind of, if you have to kind of like picture that end result and be like, people, handing you Academy Award or your money for your job, and psychologically saying to yourself, like the little engine that could, I think I can, so you have to picture and believe in yourself, but don't let your mind go low. And I was going to say too about New Jersey, to Moisha and David and Lauren. First of all, the locations in New Jersey it's crazy because you could be on the beach, but then you could be in Middletown in the woods and you could substitute for Colorado. And then, so anything could be filmed here. There's so many fabulous locations. And then with the tax incentives and the support, like when I did my movie Rushed, I was really just shooting from the hip. I'd been an actress all these years, and I was like, well, my last kid's going to college, and I don't want to be stuck alone with my own thoughts, so I'll just, maybe write a movie. So anyway, but they were so supportive and helpful to me, and so I think as a young filmmaker, you probably feel the same way, that New Jersey's just a fabulous place, and the people are such characters and willing and helpful.
True. Because it's like you could shoot the south of France, or you could shoot the city, like Jersey City. It's like.
So we're the worst to watch movies with, because I'm like, that could be in Pennsylvania, that could be over in Rumson, that could be over here, that could be there.
And David's here to hold your hand also.
David, absolutely.
He's cheering you on all the time.
Yes, we try. We know that's really one of the main things of our state film office. We're out of the Business Action Center and the Secretary of State. We are here to be your cheerleaders, and also our job is really kind of shifted a little now that we have the tax incentive. Where prior to the tax incentive, really everyone in the office did a little bit of everything. We all were doing it, but now we've really kind of shifted, and I've become what I call boots on the ground. And it's interacting with the filmmakers, interacting with locations, different things, because I have, whether it's good or bad, I think it's good institutional knowledge. I think so you can fall back on that. And I think one of the important things that we're all kind of talking about is what we're here for is networking. This business, you work with the same people over and over again, it's really trust, and it's about doing that because you know what you're getting. Even when we recommend your company over Reset over all the time, when someone's looking for something unique, I know at the end of the day that my friend over here is going to take care of those filmmakers. Obviously, he has a business, but he's going to do it. The same thing when we have the Garden State Film Festival working, or if you're a filmmaker asking us stuff, or even Siobhan, you're asking us for stuff, we'll recommend and give you those best practices, and I know it's going to be okay.
Yes, and I think it's really important for the young people also to know that what goes around comes around, and you got to be kind to everyone, because I really don't believe that. In the United States, a lot of times the film system is above the line and below the line, and by that I mean the directors, the actors, the cinematographer above the line, and then below the line is the props, the people that make it work. So in the Hollywood system, when you go to lunch, they say, oh, talent's here, let them go. I did a lot of films in Europe with Lars von Trier. I don't believe in that. I believe that, like a play, we are all cogs in the wheel that make it go around. So the production assistant is equally as important as the star. And I called David because I had some friends doing a movie down in Vineland, this zombie wedding movie, and I said, listen, they need a good costumer. Who would you recommend? And he's like, my friend Olga. I tell Lauren.
My friend.
Lauren says, Lauren, Siobhan, that's my friend that I wanted for your movie. I'm like, oh. So then I tell my friend Amanda Ray, who's a makeup artist. She's like, that's Olga. Now, what if I was a jerk to Olga? She'd be like, well, wait a minute, I know Lauren and I know David. That Siobhan's a real jerk. Now, so sometimes your instincts, if you're upset or you're tired or whatever, sometimes you might think, I'm going to treat the person, not the customers on the low rank, but I'm saying I'm going to treat someone below me poorly, no matter what job you're in. Well, guess what? Not only should you not do that, but everybody knows somebody. So you got to always, starting now, treat people, whether it's your high school play or anything, kindly, because number one, you should, but number two, you never know who's going to end up be the producer or work your rear end off and be the director. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very important. And when you are on sets, yes, do what Lauren said and absorb, but ask questions. Don't be afraid, because you know what? I might be the producer or the writer, but we were all made by the same, we're all human beings. We all put our shoes on, or my case, slippers, because I forgot to put my shoes on when I was going to my car.
I wear blue suede for you guys.
And I think I have 2 different socks.
Nice.
But anyway, but you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's all I have to say.
And plus, like, every time you make a new movie, it's like, I'm sure, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I'm sure, like, every time anybody here makes a movie, you're learning something new every time. Like, you can't really say, like, a master of it. Sure, there's Scorsese or Lars von Trier, like we were talking, masters of the craft, but even those guys talking about, like, they're still learning when they're making stuff. Like, they're still, there's not really anything you can read in a book or anything that's going to tell you how to do it. It's like,
Anthony, how has technology, and we're in a technology hub, how has technology changed movie making? How has it perhaps opened it up to anyone with a phone, for example, and anybody else who wants to share their view on how has technology changed the movie business? I'll give you my example. I see movies now and I'm like, I have a drone. I'm like, that's a drone. It's not a helicopter, it's a drone, right? So it brings that cost point down.
Are you available?
Talk about tech.
For exterior shots?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm very inexpensive. I work for coffee.
well, I guess there's like a scale, because in a certain sense, there's like, anybody can make a movie now. So then now there's a lot of films. There's a lot of films. And then, I don't know, sometimes maybe the professionalism of the craft could be weary, but
depends how you define content, right?
And now there's so much, because if you don't like something, you could just go to the next thing, with stream. But I always wanted to try to like bring back like the theatrical experience. I feel like cinema is like communal. I feel like sitting in a dark room with people, 24 frames per second through a light bulb. That's like, there's a certain magic to that. And like, I think there's 11 seconds, like you're almost like seeing darkness. You're seeing 11 seconds of darkness in a 90-minute movie, because 24 frames per second, you're almost like dreaming. It's almost like you're sitting in a dream, like, so.
I was going to say, one of the things that we're seeing a lot now, especially in New Jersey, is there is a lot of content being made. Technology has helped it. But at the end of the day, and I know we're getting off into this creatively sane thing, its story is king. It is the story. It comes down to that. Whether you've got the best camera, the worst camera, if it's something that is really a compelling story, you're going to gravitate towards it. We talk about Eileen all the time. I remember when they came to us and they wanted to make it here, and I was like, well, this is really an interesting story. It's really something that's different. And then after you've got that, you start peppering it in with all the other things that create it. But the story is going to be ultimately the king at the end of the day.
Like, look at a movie like Tangerine, shot on an iPhone 7.
Yes.
And like, the story is so compelling, you don't care what it's shot. It's
Exactly.
like, this is beautiful, this is great,
Yes. And so I think that's one of the big compelling things, and I just wanted to bring it back home a little bit, is that our website, which for all of a sudden it's my email, the address has gone out of my brain, but on our website you actually can register as a business, and that we have it here. I forget exactly what it is, but we keep on our site, if you are a filmmaker, you have real estate, you have a location service.
I'm registered.
It's like you're registered.
Yeah.
So you can register with us, and then filmmakers, no matter where they are in the world, if they're looking to research somebody in the state, because they're coming into the state, they can go on it. Also on our website, we have this massive program called Real Scout, which is also when you're looking for services for locations at the same time. We'll have some of Moshe's stuff on it as well, but at the end of the day, you're going to work with him if you find something that you like. And we also, our social media, we're constantly promoting all the film festivals and everything in the state.
Moishe?
Yeah, you were saying before about streaming, that technology, you said about technology being invented over here. The fiber optic cables that enhanced the whole streaming that became the whole streaming platforms was actually invented here as well. You know, one of the first actually undersea cables I believe is still in this building.
Wow. That facilitates all
Another
this.
story.
And what you're seeing too, there's a word that's often said but really not meant, and it's the word collaboration, right? We hear that word a lot, but is it meant a lot when it's said? And what you're seeing here is collaboration. And I'll give you an example. I was speaking to David yesterday because it's funny. I was trying to reach out to everybody, just check in and what have you. And Moishe let me know that there's a conference call going on a little later on that day. And I'm like, without me, you don't trust me, you don't like me.
No secrets here.
No, we talk all the time. We always talk.
all the time.
So I said, well, when that call's done, circle back and let me know if there's anything. So, man, I got to talk to everybody today. But I'm just teasing. So, but I think it's great. I'm like, wow, this is great. And I often say when everyone's talking to each other, that's when it's perfect, interacting and getting more information out. But the piece that I was asking David, because you're boots on the ground, there's a menu of different things that are from the New Jersey Film Commission, which, by the way, is nj.gov/state/NJ-film. nj.gov/state/NJ-film. Or just look up New Jersey.
If you look us up, it's going to pop up number one. Yeah.
But I had asked, I said, reset locations and the work that you do as far as, because folks will call for locations as well. I said, does that compete or complement each other? And it was just really an open question. Absolutely complements each other. And I thought that was such a great answer, and it really speaks to what you're hearing today, and you're hearing from folks in different parts of the business. So it's very competitive. Maybe speak to that a little bit. It's hyper competitive, but it's also highly collaborative. What's that juxtaposition there?
I think because, as we said, we're a resource. The Garden State Film Festival also is a resource to our local filmmakers, but also our global filmmakers. So we had one, they came over from the Cayman Islands. They loved what the Garden State Film Festival had. They went home and they created Poinciana, which was a film festival there. But if they needed help with B&H or whatever, we're a resource. We have production services, and it is collaboration. Even by the way, the director of The Zombie Wedding is Micah Khan, who's a Garden State Film Festival alum. And I was a speaker at the Film Something Lab in Albany, and that's where I met him. And then it's synergy. It's like you don't know who you're going to meet, and then for some reason, they just fall into our orbit and never leave.
And also, one thing as an older filmmaker, I don't know, and that the young people can always help is the social media and how important that is.
Yeah.
And for example, tell me your name, the young singer. Gigi. So Gigi, I had met Gigi at the Garden State Film Festival, and she said a couple years ago, and she said, "Oh, I'm a singer, and I said, "Oh, so how are you doing today?" And she said, "Oh, here's my card, and you can go right on this, and if you put your phone on it, you'll hear me singing." So it's like it's so important, and so I had to learn that. So you have to say to people, "Oh, follow my Instagram," which my son had to make for me. Siobhan Fallon Hogan, and then you can hear about the films, but you can't be shy, which is a really weird part because you're sometimes not that type of person to be promoting yourself all the time, but that's so important for the film and the social media. So like my movie Rushed, I carry these cards like Gigi, only I'm 1,000 years older, 102, I carry them. I say, "Oh, that's on Amazon, and here's the trailer," and you have to always be promoting your film because it isn't any good if no one sees it.
Right, because nobody's going to promote your film as much as the person
That's
who made
right.
it. So
Anytime anybody says to me, "Oh, were you on Seinfeld? Oh, were you on Saturday Night Live?" Men in Black," I go, "Oh, yes." And I make it a rule that if they say something, I say, "But you have to watch my film Rushed on Instagram." I mean, not Instagram, on Amazon. See, I don't even know the names. On Amazon, here's my card. So you have to be you can't be shy about promoting yourself.
You're going to say something, Moshe?
Then again, there's a lot of things that you can't talk about. Like in our case, there's a lot of things that they say you could talk about, but stop right there. You can't talk about certain things that are actually going on. There's certain things
Are in the works.
are-
Right.
things are in the
Yeah,
works.
that-
A lot of
Not
film
public.
productions that we work on, everybody has a code name. It's kind of wild, and if you do enough searching, you can figure it out. But no one puts it in writing, and it doesn't matter to me. We have Joker 2 is filming in New Jersey, and so we're excited about it. But we really don't. We're a little bit more careful about it. Everyone kind of knows about it as well. But there is sometimes things where the state, we don't sign NDAs, which is a non-disclosure agreement. It's just we can't do it. But obviously you can, or other people can. So it's this balance.
Well, and speaking to that as a layperson, the 800-pound capital letter N, Netflix, this is as a layperson, so no one has to go off into places that they can't go. But that's super exciting from reading in public record and news of this incredible opportunity, which will bring thousands of jobs and millions of dollars in production value and booming the regional economy. Are there any aspects that folks would like to share that are public record, or just to give a nuance of what's out there so far, or just excited that it's coming?
It's thrilling.
We're excited. We've been doing the Happy Dance for a few years now.
I think the biggest thing with Netflix coming into New Jersey, obviously, is it's just going to solidify our place in what we're doing and the opportunities and the jobs and all the ancillary stuff. I'm really kind of excited because of the reuse of Fort Monmouth.
Yeah.
It's been sitting there a while, and not much is going on. I don't mean that in any sort of negative way, but it's kind of like this very green industry. And filmmakers work very diligently, and the studios work very diligently to check all those boxes and making sure that local people are involved, that there's pathways, there's a whole community spirit. And if you go out to LA when you're on Paramount's backlot or anything like that, it's really kind of an energy that happens when you're there. And they're going to start using, obviously, all local businesses that they need.
Yeah, for me.
How does it dovetail with what you do,
Yeah,
Moishe?
for me, it will work very well because this work. Yeah. It will bring people more locally. This is my backyard. I live locally. I live in the area, so you like working with things that are close at the home. So a lot of more films when they settle in the central location, meaning they start with their stage, they do the filming on set, and they go out on location around that area. They usually try staying close to home, to where they are, because a lot of their teams are staying locally, and it keeps their costs down. So it'll be very good for my business. I'm open.
And it's also the ancillary stuff that we always like to highlight, because everyone thinks they're coming in and they're always, it's the mom and pop, as I like to call it. They need flowers for someone's birthday. They're going to go to the local florist. They're going to be local catering. I mean, we have catering that goes on that pertains to the set, but it's beyond that. Maybe they're having some sort of specialty thing, or they have to buy their produce for the commissary. I mean, it's all those things. Hotels, a plumber. I mean, there's a lot of. We did years ago. When there was a TV series called Mercy that filmed here before the tax incentive, and we checked with the dry cleaner, and she said that at that time they spent $320,000 just in dry cleaning. Just dry cleaning of the outfits.
And the educational component, we're so excited because with Brookdale and the Garden State Film Festival, we've been pumping out fantastic award-winning people that have different jobs in television and film, and we're super excited to have a non-credit, the Garden State Film Academy in association with Brookdale. So we're getting everyone ready as usual, but now it's so fantastic that they're going to be here. We already have so many other production companies around in the area, and you can really work where you live,
Oh, also, I was going to say to college kids, I know, like on my films, I would say to like my own kids, because two of my kids were in college when I did my last film, Shelter in Solitude, that'll be out next year. But I said to my kids, go to your head of your department, see if you could, if you work 20 hours a week on a film or 10 hours, could you turn that into a credit? Could you say, hey, I want to do basically call it like an internship. So if you work on a film in the summer and you're in college, you say, hey, I'm working on this film in the art department or the props or whatever. Could that become a credit or a course for me? Yeah. So, because sometimes it's a lot of hours, so you're taking pressure off your schedule so that you can work in the film rather than studying about it.
And finding your own internship is great. The Brookdale Career and Leadership Department is probably so tired of me because I'm constantly giving them different opportunities and companies and internships. And then you feel like, oh, this is mine, instead of like, oh, ho hum, I'm gonna go do this and do that, you feel like, wow, this is it. I don't care if I'm taking the train going somewhere. Like, you're really excited so much more.
Yeah, Brookdale's incredible. I attended Brookdale myself, and there's so many excellent things going on right there. Can you share, just for the folks that aren't quite aware of what the Garden State Film Festival is, what's coming up, and how they can get involved? And then also share for yourself and also for David, what would your recommendations be in the K through 12 curriculum for schools prior to, while the children are still here, whether it's film or perhaps elements in curriculum that are not there, public access stations that are not maximized, maybe not even used at all, building studios in schools, things like that. So if you could start with that, Garden State Film Festival.
The Garden State Film Festival is celebrating our 21st birthday this March. Woo! Don't I? I can drink now, 21. So the March 23rd to the 26th are the dates. We are in the surrounding area of Asbury Park, and we expanded to Cranford, New Jersey a few years ago. So we're super excited. This year, we have over 200 films from over 17 different countries, and we're screening at 9 different venues. So we're thrilled, and we are shoulder month on purpose so that after everyone comes and goes to the beach, not me, after they leave in the shoulder month, we then bring tourism back to Asbury Park and the great state of New Jersey, which is fantastic because everyone comes and all of the hotels get booked up. It's very exciting. And we have a fun little fashion film camp, and we run around and we run it like a shoot. So there's pre-production. It takes over a year to plan just one festival. And we have podcasts with Ming live in Asbury Park. It's very exciting. We have pre-interviews and what else am I forgetting?
Well, I was going to say the biggest thing is that what it's about, and the other component is we talk about economically is tourism, is that it's a big thing. What's happening is that with the festival and even with filmmaking is you're getting people from all over the world coming into New Jersey, seeing New Jersey, and it dispels any preconceived notions that they may have, but they're experiencing stuff. And what we're starting to see is that people want to visit film locations as of right here.
Yeah.
People come here because they know about Severance, they know they've seen it on TV, and they're going to come in here, and what's going to happen is they're going to visit some of the businesses in here or talk about that. And so that's a big component, is exposing the state in a positive way to stuff, to people that may not be familiar with it.
And the food places. What was the Sopranos?
Holstein's.
You know everything.
So Holstein's up in. We know about that. Holstein's up in Bluefield. So I used to go there as a kid. I'm from Essex County. That's where we would go, and I love the folks at Holstein's. But it's a luncheonette, and I don't mean that in a minimizing way. And so now you can sit in the Sopranos booth. You can order the Sopranos onion rings, and so it brings that volume in a very tourism kind of way, and it is significant. We're starting to see more and more stuff on that. We worked on a movie called Big with Tom Hanks. I'm really old here. I'm not the oldest. I think I'm a little older. And Big with Tom Hanks. And so Penny Marshall filmed in Cliffside Park. And that's where his house was. And so after the movie came out and it's airing, we had people calling us from Germany. And this is like back in the Stone Ages, calling us from Germany, asking where that town was, that they wanted to go visit that street. And Cliffside Park is suburbia. Once again, I'm not minimizing Cliffside Park. The mayor would kill me. It's just that, but it was like, it's just a street, but people want to go see that. And so that's that component of, I think, what the Garden State Film Festival does as a tourism aspect.
And we provide networking experiences and opportunities. It's really fantastic. This year, the Friday night film on March 24th.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It's called The Baker. We have Harvey Keitel, Ron Perlman, a whole bunch of other great actors in this really action-packed movie. It's a little violent, but it's so great. You're going to be at the edge of your seat going, what's happening? We have such fantastic films. We have a film by Anthony Curry that's screening
March 25th, 8:45 p.m. at the Berkeley Hotel.
Yeah. So
You
get
got
your
it.
tickets,
Good.
book your hotel rooms. If you go to gsff.org, you can go to hotels and lodging. There's information if you want to take the train, you don't want to drive over. But it's really fantastic, and we are so grateful for all the support from the state of New Jersey, from Monmouth County. The Monmouth County Commissioner Director, Tom Arnone, is our honorary chair. If you go to gsff.org and look at our honorees, you can see the rest of our honorees, and it's a really fun time, and it's crazy. And or crazy. No one would ever want to run a film festival, really. You don't get to, have fun. You're always like, what am I doing? Where am I? What? But it's really great. And we've been global just because going along with, we've been having all these amazing shoots in New Jersey, and only now people are starting to listen and pay attention. The Garden State Film Festival has been here for 21 years, and we just keep moving along, and my mom's like, you're not doing that again, are you? I'm like, yeah, Mom. So
Were you going to say something?
Yeah, we also have in the crowd, I know Paul Perina's here.
Yes, filmmaker, alum.
And I believe his film, Dinner
Film
Talk,
is playing, yes, at the showroom.
will be...
Saturday, March 25th at 3 p.m. Tickets are available at gsff.org. And we're a nonprofit organization.
Paul's also proof that it's never too young to get into filming, to really start, creating your own film.
That's awesome. Now, as we get closer
Never
to
too
the
young.
the phrase "that's a wrap," we're going to open it up in a minute for a couple of questions. But one of the things I like to ask folks that are part of our ChamberCast, our podcast, is what's the next big thing? Because I want to hear about your movie. I want to hear about what's happening and what's going on with the locations and also the folks here. So why don't we start with you? So what's the next big thing?
Really quickly, I wrote another film called Shelter in Solitude. We're going to be in the Crack Film Festival March 3rd in New York City. It stars Robert Patrick from The Terminator, who actually played my husband in Rush. Now he plays my brother. Peter Macon, who from the show Orville, he also played Othello all over the world. Dan Castellaneta, who's the voice of Homer Simpson. My son Peter. Lauren was the producer on it. Actually, we filmed that in upstate New York because we needed other locations. But that will be out next year, and then
Wait, the locations when you watch that movie. This woman right here did so much research to find the perfect locations, your house.
Well, and jail.
The
So
living room.
it's about a man on death row. My sisters are lawyers from upstate New York, and I was like, do you know anybody who has a great jail? And we got this defunct jail. It's so crazy. And when we got there, it was July. It was sweltering. My director's from Denmark. My cinematographer's German, and the two of them are like, are you kidding me? Because none of the cells would open except for one, and if you close it, you'd be stuck in there because there was no crank system. So they had this client of theirs who they did workman's comp for, who hurt his back, and he's like, and he was an old prison guard. He's like, and also someone was murdered right here. Anyway, so my friend, who I grew up with in high school, was a welder, and he got two of the cells to work. So anyway, and then we got this old bar, because I'm a wannabe country singer in it, this bar that I know that looked just like a country western bar. So, my sisters are like, oh no, the tornado's coming to town. She's going to ask everybody for everything. But it was fabulous. But I am sorry, but I have to go because I have to catch a boat. So I thank you so much for having me, and I support the Garden State Film Festival. New Jersey filmmaking, I think, is fabulous, and these guys are unbelievable. And David was such a help, and Lauren, and I think it's great that you're a young filmmaker, and they need the locations. But and follow, if you get a chance, watch my movie Rushed on Amazon, and follow me on Instagram, Siobhan Fallon Hogan, so you'll know about Shelter in Solitude coming out next year. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
Siobhan will be with my mom at Kelsey's bar. I'm not sure about the boat.
It's good enough.
But it's
God bless.
And thank you so much for being here. We also have, and thank you, Carolyn Burtnick, Department of Tourism in Monmouth County. Thank you for being here. The Director of Tourism. So, and Tom Arnone is a great friend of Monmouth County. I'm sure great things are going to continue to go on as you establish more and more.
He's going to go next.
Okay.
He's got to run too.
All right, go ahead.
I also got to run. I got to show. I'm showing location very, very shortly for the next upcoming film here in New Jersey.
We don't stop working. We never stop in the film industry, obviously. We're very busy.
Okay. As I said, I'm hands-on, so I try being there for every single tour. Even though the property owner is there, the managers are there, I'm there as well, and you'll see a lot more coming up over here.
Looking forward to. How do people reach you? Your website?
We're resetlocations.com, and you could follow me on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm not so busy.
And he has
on Instagram.
wonderful musings as well, so you want to follow him because he really.
And you can see him at
talks
the
about
Garden
life.
State Film Festival,
Oh,
March
that's right,
23rd
you will
to the
be, yeah.
26th.
That's
We
right.
are a sponsor there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, Moishe. I know your time is valuable, and all the time of everybody here as well, because we have our closers here anyway, so we're good. We're good. Thank you so much for being here. Round of applause for Moishe.
Thank you, Ming. Thank you, Ming.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. So, for folks who want to get involved in the film festival, how do they buy tickets? What do you have the website information and things of that nature?
Yes,
so
we
they can
are a
get involved?
nonprofit. We're a 501c3 arts nonprofit struggling. Hi, everybody, help us. If you go to gsff.org, in the upper right, you can go to volunteer, and there's a software you can register if you'd like to volunteer. You can click down to sponsor if you'd like to become a supporter. But our tickets are available online. You can get them all online. They're on your phone. We have real human beings that can help you with your tickets. If you call, it's a real person. It's not, a robot that you can't get in touch with. And we're here for you. And we're so appreciative of 21 years. Can you believe it? And to date, the economic development the Garden State Film Festival has provided New Jersey exceeds $10 million.
That's
So you think like a festival, film festival, what is that? Thanks. Yeah, and we'll have merch for sale. And our awards dinner, just so you know, it's black tie optional. I know what I'm wearing. Do you
I know what I'm
you're
wearing too. Yes.
Got it.
But it's
Got
a
it
fun
picked out.
time. And it's really great because we love being there for our students and really having 21st century vocations. It's not just director, producer. If you want to do hair or makeup, any of the career and different technology aspects of the film industry, the whole entire industry, and television too. It's amazing. It's just really amazing. And with the festival, we have live streams, we have producing, directing, everything is going on. And we are not just in Monmouth County. A lot of our staff and our volunteers come from all over New Jersey, all the way down from South Jersey. We were in Atlantic City. Our board members are from all over. So it's really great that although we're here in Monmouth County, we're all over the state. Oh, hi. And we have a traveling show year round. So if you'd like to book us for more things, gsff.org. We have military outreach, education, and once a month we're on the largest military radio show where we provide films for our military. So it's great.
That's
We do so
awesome.
many
Thank
things
you.
I don't boast and
important.
brag.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you. Next big thing. What can you divulge?
Well, Trap's doing the festival circuit for now.
Great.
Do you want to warn them about any language or anything?
In the movie?
Yeah. Or like,
Oh yeah, it's like a very violent film about street crime in Asbury Park, sort of an amalgamation of stories of kids I grew up with. But what's next? I'm talking to a studio now. We're in discussion about doing a comedy about a bunch of degenerate horse gamblers, kind of like living the
Nice.
destitute life. But that's all I'm going to say.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for that. David.
I think the biggest, the takeaway is just, I'm going to go say it's opportunity. Right now, thanks to Governor Murphy, we have this amazing opportunity that is going on right now. This is a real business. It's a green business, and the economics are real about it. That's what I say is the next big thing. It's the economics are real and the opportunities are real.
Well, folks, we want to thank everyone for being here. The guests are going to be here for a little bit. I think time constraints will say, can we say on three, that's a wrap? Yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3.
It's 3, 2, 1.
Three-
Stand by. Stand by.
It is, right?
Stand
And one.
by.
Take
You
two.
do not- You do not say one. You do not
Run
say
that
one.
back.
Okay.
So
it's actually 5, 4,
3, 2.
That's
That's
a
a
wrap.
Cut.
Thank you very much, everyone. The guests will be here if
clear.
you have questions.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Ming,
Thank you.
want to thank you as well so
Yes,
much.
my
We
Thank you,
appreciate
Ming.
it.
Yo,
Thank you
yes,
so
the
much,
man.
Ming.
There he is, the man.
Have a great afternoon.